child tax credit for tax year 2022. Welcome back, everyone. So happy to have you back for another update. In today's video, we are going to go over all of the changes in terms of the child tax credit, the CTC, for the 2022 tax year. Make sure you're watching till the very end. Get a pen and a piece of paper so you can take notes. You do not want to miss any of this information to make sure there are no delays when you file your 2022 taxes, and you can receive your 2023 tax refund timely. All right. The child tax credit enhancements have expired. Many of the changes that were implemented by the American Rescue Plan Act of 2021 have expired for the tax year 2022. The enhanced credit allowed for qualifying children under age 6 and children under age 18. Those enhancements has expired for tax year 2022. Now the initial amount of the CTC is back to $2,000 for each qualifying child. Now for 2022, also, the credit amount begins to phase out where your modified adjusted gross income for single filers exceeds $200,000 and $400,000 for joint filers. The amount of the CTC that can be claimed as a refundable credit is limited as it was in 2020, except that the maximum ACTC, which is the additional child tax credit amount for each qualifying child, has increased to $1,500. That means that the CTC is partially refundable, and it can reduce your tax bill on a dollar for dollar basis, and you might be able to get a refund of up to $1,500. All right, this partially refundable portion is called the additional child tax credit, and you can get more information on irs.gov. Now, the increased age allowance for a qualifying child, like I mentioned, has expired. A child must be under the age of 17 at the end of 2022 to be a qualifying child. Now, in terms of relationship to you, the child could be your daughter, your son, your stepchild, foster child, adopted child, brother, sister, stepbrother, stepsister, half-sister, half-brother. The child can also be a direct descendant of any of those mentioned above. For example, your grandchild, niece, or nephew in terms of relationship to you. Now, for support, the child did not provide more than half of their own support for the tax year 2022. The child also cannot file a joint return in that same year. In terms of dependent, the child must be claimed as your dependent on your federal tax return to qualify for the CTC. And the child has to be a U.S. citizen, a U.S. national, or a U.S. resident alien. The child must also have a social security number. The child must have lived with you for more than half of the tax year 2022. Now, the income test, like we just went over, the CTC begins to phase out for families with income above 200,000 single filers and 400,000 joint filers. Now, continuing with the requirements, if you or your spouse, if filing jointly, do not have a social security number or an ITIN issued on or before the due date of your 2022 return, including extensions, you cannot claim the CTC, the ODC, or the ACTC on either your original or your amended 2022 tax return. If you apply for an ITIN on or before the due date of your 2022 return, including extensions, and the IRS issues you an ITIN as a result of the application, the IRS will consider your ITIN as issued on or before the due date of your return. Also, if you have a qualifying child who does not have a required Social Security number, you cannot use the child to claim the CTC or the ACTC on either your original or your amended 2022 return. The required Social Security number is one that is valid for employment and is issued before the due date of your 2022 return, including any extension. If your qualifying child was born and died in 2022 and you do not have a Social Security number for the child, you can attach a copy of the child's birth certificate, death certificate, or hospital records. The document must show the child was born alive. If your qualifying child does not have the required Social Security number but has another type of taxpayer identification number issued on or before the due date of your 2022 return, including extensions, you may be able to claim the ODC for that child, and you can find more information on the credit for other dependents on the IRS.gov website. Simply type in the search ODC credit and you can find the requirements for that. How to claim the credit. You can claim the child tax credit on your Form 1040 or 1040 SR. You also need to fill out Schedule 8812, which is credits for qualifying children and other dependents, which is submitted alongside your 1040 form. You can also go to the IRS.gov website and answer their questionnaire for the child tax credit and the amount that you are eligible for. Okay. In terms of how many children, you can claim as many children as dependents for the child tax credit as long as you are meeting the requirements. So there is no minimum amount of children for the CTC, just as long as they meet all of the requirements listed previously. If you claim the additional child tax credit or the child tax credit, the IRS cannot issue any refund before mid-February of 2023 for returns that properly claim the ACTC. This time frame applies to the entire refund and not just the portion associated with the credit. So the PATH Act still is in effect for the 2023 tax season, and the IRS cannot issue any refund before mid-February that claim these credits. All right, make sure to share with us in the comments your questions, concerns, any information you want to add, and of course, don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and come back for all of the information that matters to you most, because I am doing the research so you do not have to. And I will see every one of you again very, very soon. Bye-bye.